Yay! How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm fantastic. How's the weather in New Jersey?
The weather could be a little warmer, but it's quite cold. How about you in Maryland?
It is cold. The kids came home from school and they said they saw snow flurries today. I was like, yeah, no, absolutely not. We're out getting firewood right now because, need firewood for the house.
No, thank you.
Right? Well, y'all, thank you for watching this video. This is our kind of get to know us video and a video of what journey we want to take this podcast on. So, my name is Nick and I am, or Nicola, you can call me both. I am one of the co hosts to East Coast Moms Unfiltered.
And my name is Donna, and you can call me Donna. I am the other host of East Coast Moms Unfiltered. We also have a TikTok page, East Coast Opinions. You can check us out on all platforms: TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, Spotify.
Yep. And the podcast pages are all for the podcast page alone. They're all East Coast Moms Unfiltered on YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok. And then this one back here, which you see is East Coast Opinions. We also have that one as well, which ranges about 16,000 followers at this time.
Exciting.
I know.
So let's talk a little bit about ourselves, just to let everybody
No,
learn about us a little bit. And then, like you say, we'll talk about our purpose too.
perfect. Perfect. Do you want to go first or you need to go first?
I'll go first.
Okay.
Like I said, my name is Donna. I'm from New Jersey, lifelong resident, still live in the same house that I grew up in.
Mhm.
We bought the house from my parents when they retired. I'm currently a widow. My husband passed away 2 years ago. My husband passed away from prostate cancer 2 years ago. I have two sons, 23-year-old who is currently a teacher, just graduated college about a year ago, and a 19-year-old that is on the autistic spectrum, and he goes to an 18 to 21-year-old program. That's a little bit about me. Nick?
So I live in Maryland. I was born in Maryland. My dad was in the military. We got transferred to Washington State. I met my husband on an online dating website, which then brought me back to Maryland. And I've been married for 20 years and lived in Maryland for 20 years. I have four kids, two girls, two daughters. My oldest is in college. She's pre-dental. My next daughter down, she is 17, almost 18. She's a senior in high school. And then my boys are 15 and 13. My husband is originally from Africa. So the end of the day, his goal is to, when my children graduate, is to move back to Africa, which we are all very excited for. We are ready for a new adventure.
That sounds wonderful. I
I
love when we have goals, right?
We do have goals. Yes. Love
Yep.
it.
And I guess we could talk about a little bit of the goal of what our podcast is, and maybe we can also talk about like how we connect it and how we came across, forming East Coast Opinions, East Coast
Yep.
Moms Unfiltered.
Perfect. Yes. Dawn and I met on TikTok actually in another creator's room that we all had an interest in a specific television show or a television show. And we all kind of met there. And then Donna and I actually hit it off. And then around, I want to say January of 2025, this year, I said to her one day, I was like, would you like to start a podcast with me? And she's like, absolutely. And so we started the podcast. We weren't really sure. We had visions of what we wanted to do. And as we started to dabble in it, we realized it's not the goal that we had. It's not the vision that we had. And so now the vision that we have is to really have a platform where we can just have not just celebrities or people of noble status, but as they say, everyday people can use our platform to come on and tell their stories because sometimes people can relate to people who are, as they say, the average Joe. And we want it to be a safe place. And so far, we've had an amazing turnout of people that have requested to come on the show. We've already recorded a few and we've had really great success. And so that is the whole journey, is really just to give a platform to anybody: men, women, moms, dads, single parents, widows, authors, entertainers, whatever it is that you have and you have a story and you think it's inspirational or you want to help somebody in their journey. And at the end of the day, it's also going to help you. We're the people that you want to come and tell your story on our platform.
Yeah. And we're very excited for that. We're excited to hear other people's journeys because I think like when we had started out and we were listening to people talk on TikTok, because that's where we had went live and that's where our beginning, that's where are where we started. Okay. A lot of people that we spoke to were surprised that so many people had the same stories.
Yep,
And
exactly. Yeah.
kept saying like, "Oh, I'm not the only one. I'm not the only one." I'm like, "No, you're not the only one." So I think it's important that people come and tell their stories on here and make other people feel maybe a little bit more comfortable and maybe have an outlet or maybe have someone to relate to. And me and Nick have always said this for a really long time now. If we can help we can make their lives a little bit better or their mental health a little bit better, then we did our job.
Yep, exactly. And I know that we're doing a video podcast now, but we have had people reach out to us and said, "Can we just do an audio one?" Yes, absolutely. Whatever makes you comfortable at the end of the day, 100% we will do that. We don't even have to mention your name or at least your last name if we go down that road. Whatever it is that makes you feel comfortable, that's the whole point of the podcast is for you to have a platform to tell your story and for you to feel comfortable at the exact same time while you're helping other people and you're healing at the same time.
Yeah, yeah, definitely, definitely. It's all for good. It's
Yep.
all for good. And after we've done a lot of research and a lot of asking a lot of questions, and when it comes down to it, there's a lot of people that enjoy listening to podcasts and listening to other people's stories. Even your mom that's always on the road bringing a child to some sporting event or something for school or always like in and out of the car. Sometimes it's just soothing to sit down and listen to what people have to say. And podcasts are, they're out there and they're popular.
Yeah, I mean, and high schoolers, they love them too because my kids are in high school and college, and they'll tell me, they're like, "Oh, yeah, we listen to a podcast. Mom, you gotta listen to this podcast." I'm like, "You're listening to a podcast? Like, what are you listening to?" And then they tell me, I'm like, "Oh, alright." So they will give me, like, tips and tricks of which good ones to listen to. "Mom, you gotta go listen to this one," and I get a text message of this podcast that I have to go listen to. I'm like, "Okay, I will stick it in my ear, and I can clean around the house and do this and that and listen to a podcast at the same time."
Yeah. Yeah. My son listens to a baseball podcast when he drives to work every day.
Of course he does.
Well, and in all seriousness and all like being open and honest, his therapist recommended that.
Okay, that's good. There you go.
Clears said it will help you clear your mind. Sometimes music, or I think, revs you up too much,
Mhm.
and you start
Calming.
you're not listening to the words of the song. You're thinking of what you need to do.
Yeah,
So he said, put a podcast in. And so he found a baseball one that he really likes, and he listens to it every day driving to work because that's when he's most anxious.
yeah, it's like sitting on the couch with your girlfriends or your boyfriends, sitting down with your buddies and, like, it's like having a conversation, and that's one of the things we wanna do with this podcast. We wanted to be so comfortable that you guys are just literally sitting on the couch next to us, chatting with your besties or whatever it is, and I think so far we've managed to pull that off, so I'm very proud of us for that because that's not
Yeah.
easy to do, and I can't we've actually done it, and I'm super proud of that we've been able to make people comfortable coming in to listen, so
Yeah,
or to
and
us.
we have a great lineup too. It's it's very hard juggling people's schedules, but we've got a great lineup, and little by little, all the podcasts will start to come out. We've had one so far. We're working on others. We've got a lot of traffic.
Yeah.
A lot of inquiries and stuff. So it's you know it's on the way up. 2026. Watch out.
Yeah, I'm so excited for 2026, and like I was telling Donna, you guys, yes, I would love more than anything to have people of influence on here or celebrities or whatever it is. But at the same time, we want to have, the average people. And one of the things that our motto is real talk, real stories, no politics. And I think that's a lot of what people are always are going to be politics involved because they know it's such a touchy situation. So we just figured if we just cut that out now, then this is a perfect place and everybody is welcome. And we have people that really want to come on. They just want to wait for the holidays to get through, which is understandable. And they're like, we're booking. As soon as the holidays are done, we're booking. We're like, yes.
Yeah, yeah. And I think some people that have reached out to us kind of have like stories that are maybe hard to tell.
Around the
So
holidays.
it's people need to kind of work up their courage a little bit too.
Absolutely.
So, and I don't want anybody out there to think that that's not normal. Like it is
It is very
normal. It
normal.
is normal because it is hard to tell your story at times.
Oh, I mean, I have family that want to tell their stories, but They're just waiting for that right time. And I respect that because you know what? I'm not in their shoes and we're not in your shoes. Like we both have stories. Don and I both have stories. And when and if well, there will be a time, but when we're ready to tell, whatever story that we want to talk about, we absolutely will talk about it. But again, like Don was saying, it's getting up the courage and the right time to do it.
Yeah, yeah, of course, of course. And like we said, any little story that can help someone else out is a good story.
Well, that was exciting. So, everybody, that's pretty much what the podcast is about. This isn't a
Mhm,
long one. We wanted to make this just really short to get to know us, who we are. And I'm going
mhm.
to answer the question really fast because it's one of the questions somebody sent us. Donna, how do we handle things? Do we argue when we were like want to post something? Do we argue about who's going to go live? Do we argue about this? No.
No, it's
It's
just
just
like,
like
"No, this is what we're doing." Okay, sounds good.
that's really what it is. We can be on the phones with some of our friends. We're like, oh look, you were just in the middle of a meeting. They're like, oh yay, like, literally what we do, we literally spare the moment. We never we know how each other rolls, and so we're like, "Okay, go for it," They're like, "Yeah,
Yeah. I mean, some things you do take thought with,
yeah,
like anything else,
yeah,
but other things, I think you just have to go with your instinct and you have to go with how you feel, like your first feeling. You
yes."
just go for it.
Yeah, we do
And
go
if
with
it
our first
doesn't work,
feeling and we know the trajectory of the podcast, or we know the trajectory of our Go Live Have Fun Gen X page, which is this one back here. So we know what to post on there, we know what not to post on there, and then the other ones we know what to post. So it's all about, finding the right balance and knowing what to do. And when you can find that, you can find where is she? This way. You can find, the right person to work with and everything will be smooth sailing.
yeah, most definitely. Most definitely. We're a great team. So
We are.
we're
So,
here to entertain.
oh well, that we do. That we know, everybody. Anyways, you all, that's pretty much it. It was going to be a short podcast for you guys. Just get to know us. There is lots of links in all of our bios on all of our platforms where to find us. We are pretty much really always live Sunday through Saturday on TikTok on this page here, East Coast Opinions, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If we're not going live for whatever reason, we usually put it in our stories to let you guys know
Mhm.
for whatever reason, we're not going live, but that is the page that we always go live on, and we have an absolute blast over there. So if you want to get to know who we are before sending us an email, that's where you're going to find us. And we rotate back and forth. So I'm usually Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, and then she would be Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Sundays for sure. Saturdays, it's usually, and weekends are usually, but most of the time we're on.
Yeah, it depends. It's up in the air. And now with the holidays coming up, we'll see.
So, all right. Perfect. Well, y'all,
Yeah.
thank you so much for giving us 14, 15 minutes of your time. We truly appreciate it. And again, we will see you guys. And if you guys were to reach out for anything, message us. Again, it's all in our bios of all of our links and how to get a hold of us. And we would love to hear from you guys. So we will talk to you all later. Bye.
Bye.